FundYourFX.com, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the action, partnered up with Bulletproof Traders to give you this exclusive Forex market trade of the day. It's Tuesday today, and I want to follow up with an existing trading opportunity, one that we've discussed before. It's an active position for us. It's been an active position for a while. In fact, we started talking about the Canadian Japanese yen downside potential probably about 10 days ago as it was coming off the top. That's where we started to get interested in the situation. Obviously, we needed price action to break below the trigger level, which was 110.31. When that happened, we started to chase price action on the downside. You probably remember our primary profit target back in the day when we started off with this was 108.20. So a few days later, after we initiated that short position, we already hit the target. Nevertheless, that was the short-term target. We also had a medium to long-term target, which I've mentioned. And that was, and still is, by the way, 103.40. But to actually activate a second bearish campaign chasing that 103.40, we needed price action to break below the big key level support of 107.20. And the minute we noticed that price action was starting to turn around back, it was like 3 or 4 days ago, and it was trying to cross back above 108.20, right? That was our previous profit target. But by that time, it already switched to being resistance. And the minute price action was pulling back off of 108.20, that was on the 28th of November, we felt pretty confident that a legit breakdown is coming. So as price action began to bend over and started to approach that big support area, I'm talking about 107.20 and 107.30, these two levels, then you can see we pulled the trigger right there and then. Then we saw price action coming up to test that area from below, making sure it's solid resistance, which it was because price action bounced right off. And as it did, it started to turn negative at that same day, and that's where we pulled the trigger the second time. So doubling up our position size, and again, this is the second bearish campaign back to back with the Canadian Japanese yen. So I wanted to follow up because it's time for a bit of an update on the situation, just to let you know we're still here, hanging tight. In fact, they're getting more aggressive. Also, adjusting our stop loss level. As you would expect, price action is going the right direction, and we want to trail our stop loss level accordingly. So right now, stop loss level is at 108.70. Price action seems to be, again, it started off coming up a little bit right off the bat today, but again, turning negative right now as we speak and keep marching downwards. It's, we will consider tripling up, firing off the third trade. But for that, we're going to wait at the end of the day, make sure price action's ending the daily session on a negative note, and probably tomorrow reevaluate the situation and potentially throwing in the third trade because, again, we got a long way to go to the target. It's 103.40. Yeah, it could take some time. There's a lot of meat on that bone. So we want to be careful with we don't want to get too aggressive, because at some point during that period till the target, we might have, there's a good chance we'll have a technical correction along the way. So we want to make sure we can surf that wave and remain in position as long as price action is still in that bearish cycle. I'm wishing you a nice trading day. We're going to be back tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care.